Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the breaking team news. Everton versus Sheffield United. Must-win game for the Blues tonight. Obviously, we've had Tottenham win today. West Ham got a draw last night, so win is an absolute must tonight for the Blues. And if we can score some goals, that would be nice as well, because our goal difference is obviously a lot worse than Tottenham's, and it is West Ham's. I don't think we're going to catch Tottenham's, but West Ham have definitely obviously come back into the mix now. We'd go joint points with them tonight if we were to win the game, and obviously if we were to get a decent, well, if we could score some goals as well, just to get that goal difference up a little bit. What time are we on now? A minute till we get team news. Just waiting on it now. Just refreshing the Everton team news Twitter site. So just waiting for it. If there's anyone, a lot of people want to see Josh King tonight, don't they? A lot of people want to see Josh King play tonight. So we're just waiting to see now what the team news is. James Rodriguez is there. Max, I don't know what's wrong with you. Everyone else can hear me, I think. Everyone hear me, yeah? Just waiting on this team news. So it would seem like James Rodriguez would be starting. Everyone can hear me fine, so that's good. That's always a good start to a live show. Out of sync, apparently. Okay, I'll sort that out in a moment. So just waiting on the team now. Just gone 6 o'clock. Let's give it a little refresh. If I'm out of sync, just let me know how out of sync I am. I've had a couple of problems with it recently. So here's the team for you. It is Jordan Pickford, Seamus Coleman, Mason Holgate, Keane, Godfrey, Dean, Allen, Decore, Richarlison, James Rodriguez, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. On the bench, it's Virginia, Olsen, Delph, Sigurdsson, Iwobi, Nkunku, Bernard, Gomez, Davis. So King's not even on the bench. No, King is not even on the bench, amazingly. Which is interesting, isn't it? He hasn't made it to the bench. Which is, yeah, a bit interesting. Just going to get the team news up. So it looks like we're going to 3 at the back again. Looks like we'll be 3 at the back. So basically, it's just James Rodriguez in for Gylfi Sigurdsson. It would seem. Yeah. So just let me know your thoughts on that team. Interesting that there's no Josh King, not even in the squad. Don't know what's going on there. No real striker on the bench, which is disappointing, to be honest. I had Josh King starting in the team for me. Yeah, very Everton. But listen, that starting 11 should be good enough to beat Sheffield United. We'll have to just wait and see what it is. A lot of people like asking, what was the point in signing King? Well, I suppose, listen, we got King because ultimately, if we hadn't got him, people would have bemoaned it, wouldn't he? They would have bemoaned the fact that we hadn't brought in a striker, and we would have... Tosun went, don't forget. Tosun went, so we had to bring someone in. And we went and brought him in. The manager obviously doesn't really like him. And there we have it. He doesn't really like him, and that's what happens sometimes when you get players brought in by the director of football and stuff. But if he wasn't there, people would moan that we didn't have a striker, and I can understand that point as well. So he's not going to be here next season, let's be honest. The manager clearly doesn't like him. He obviously doesn't do enough in training. So it is what it is. But that team really should be good enough. I mean, as I said, we've got to get 3 points tonight. 3 points puts us on 56, the same 59, the same as Tottenham and West Ham. Tottenham's goal difference, that's like an extra point to them, isn't it? West Ham's goal difference is 6 on us, so we have to try and get some goals. But it's all about getting the 3 points. All about getting 3 points tonight. When we get the 3 points, then we're on 59, and we move on to Wednesday night. Do I like the back three, Harrison? Yeah, I do like the back three because it gets the most out of, I think Seamus Coleman. It gets more out of Seamus Coleman. I've said on my starting 11 show I would have liked to have seen maybe a proper front three tonight with us needing to win the game. Seamus Coleman, I don't think has got the legs to play right back anymore, but I think wing back's probably the best position for him at the moment, so we address that position in the summer. It is what it is. It really is. It's a case of seeing out the season with what we've got. We can, as I said, a win tonight is just the most important thing. Wolves have got the flip-flops on. Seen that this afternoon. Take it to them on Wednesday. But it's about scoring goals, and having James Rodriguez back on the side is hugely important for that, because obviously he is key. Really is key for us to scoring goals, and we didn't have that the other night, and we do tonight. Listen, don't forget your Toffee Picks. 55 minutes to do your Toffee Picks if you haven't already. Don't forget it's free. T's and C's apply. You must be over 18. Please play responsibly. I haven't even played yet because we didn't do a video. So I'm going to play right now. ToffeePicks.com. It is, don't forget. So make sure you're playing. Make sure you've played. I'm going to play right now. First question, will Everton score in the first half? I'm going to go for yes. Will Everton score in the second half? I'm going to go for yes. How many saves will Everton's keeper have to make? I'm going to say 2. Will Everton beat Sheffield United? I'm going to say yes. Will Dominic Calvert-Lewin score? I'm going to say yes. Would Michael Keane score? I'm going to say no. How many shots on target will Richarlison have? I'm going to say 2. Will Luka Dean assist? I'm going to say yes. How many tackles will Ben Godfrey make? 2. How many corners will Everton be awarded? I'm going to say 4+. And there we have it. And I've submitted. That's how quick it is. That's how quick it is. Literally how quick it is to do your Toffee Picks. I've just done it in less than a minute. Less than a minute that took. Absolutely quick as you like. Apparently West Brom had a goal disallowed. I just seen for absolutely nothing, but there you go. That is the Premier League for you. Someone says they don't want Europe. Why wouldn't you want Europe? The team's not ready, so what? Who cares? It's football. It's about winning trophies. It's about playing games. It's about going away with your mates and having a laugh. I don't understand why anyone wouldn't want European football. You can play whatever team you want in European football. You can play a second team. You can play whatever team you pick. It's up to you. No, I'm not doing a watch along tonight. I don't think I could deal with the stress tonight. I might do one on Wednesday. Baz is at the game on Wednesday, and I might do one. So there you go. It's wet and it's miserable in Liverpool at the moment. So let's hope at the end of the game it's just wet. No, I've never understood this thing of like you don't want Europe because you haven't got the players. Who cares? Just go and play. Who cares? Go. You know, it gives a chance for fans to go out and go to places in Europe and enjoy days out if we're allowed to. And I've never ever understood that thing of like not wanting Europe. Well, what are you building your team for? You're building your team to get into Europe and win trophies. So why wouldn't you not want it? It's like saying, "Oh, this team's not ready to win a cup yet." Oh no. We need to build a better team to win a cup. But you can win a cup this year, yeah. But you know this year is too early to win a cup. No, it's not. It's football. You can stick out a B team if you want in Europe if you want. You can play your best team in the Premier League and play a second team in your home games and play rubbish team and the teams in Europe aren't that good. It's just about how you manage it, and what we've done in the past is manage it really poorly. So it's just about us getting there. Let's just get there, right? That's all we need to think about, getting there. And I want to get there. And obviously we need the win tonight massively if we want to get there. Well, if we don't get a win tonight, we're not getting Europe. It's as simple as that. And if we don't win tonight, we do not deserve Europe as far as I'm concerned. There's definitely a match on Toffee Picks. I've just played it. I've literally just played it. It took me 12 seconds. I was in the lobby and I've just played it and it done it dead quick. There you go. That's where it is there. You can see it there. So there's definitely a game there on Toffee Picks. Just go and play it. You've got 50 minutes. So go and play it. Now you know what the team is. Go and play it. Sheffield United team is... Sheffield United team is... I'll tell you now. Okay. Looks like they're playing one of their young kids. Ramsdale, Bassam, Egan, Robinson, Baldock, Stevens, Osborne, Norwood, Fleck, McGoldrick and Jebison. Jags is on the bench. Jebison, I would imagine, is a young lad making his first game, playing his debut for Sheffield United. What could go wrong? He's a 17-year-old. 17-year-old who... Yeah, 17-year-old who's had one appearance for Sheffield United. So what could go wrong there? So it's up to Everton. It's up to Everton to win the game. It's as simple as that. Can't make any excuses for them tonight if they don't win the game. Really can't make any excuses for them. It's up to them to go out and win the game tonight. And hopefully we do, because this is it now. I can't really sit here and say anything else about anything. No, Ramsdale's rubbish. Sorry, Jake. Ramsdale is an abysmal goalkeeper. Abysmal. Some of the mistakes he's made this season, he's awful. Yeah. So let's, as I said, I can't make any excuses for anyone tonight if we don't do the job. I really can't. It's up to us to just go and win the game. Yeah, it's up to us to just go and win the game tonight, because we're playing the team that have won one game away from home. It was at Old Trafford, but they've won one game and drawn one. All the others they've lost. So I can't have anything else but a win tonight. Because if we don't win, then Europe's gone. It's gone. Because we need to win both home games. It's as simple as that. It probably is our best starting 11. As it stands. I don't think there's a better starting 11. You look at the bench. Awobi, no. Gomez, no. Tom Davis, Possibly, but well, yeah, I know Mina's better than Holgate, but Mina's not available. I understand that, but Mina's not available, is he? So that's our bet. That for me is our strongest starting 11 right now. There's no one on the bench that I would swap for that side, really. Would I take Bamford? Well, he's just signed a new contract at Leeds, and he's not. I probably wouldn't because of his age. I think you can. Sometimes you can look at players and go, well, I wouldn't mind him, or I wouldn't, if because of their age. You go, someone like Danny Ings, you might be willing to have a little look at if the price is right. But Bamford, I don't think not sure he does enough for the price you'd have to get him for. And as I said, he's just signed a new contract as well. So he's a good player. He's done brilliantly this season. Really turned around his career, because a lot of people thought he was going to be terrible this year, but he's done well for Leeds. So fair play. I'm not doing a watch along tonight. I might do one on Wednesday. As I said, Baz is going to the game on Wednesday, so I might do one, because I think it might be, well, if there's something on the game, of course, and that all depends on tonight. Tonight is a bit of a cup final, isn't it? No idea when Mina's back. It's only this is the last week of the season, isn't it? So it starts now. Would I take anyone from Leicester? Yes, probably everyone, but people who play for Leicester aren't signing for Everton. It's as simple as that. Why would you? If you played for Leicester, why would you come and sign for Everton? There's just no way it would happen. Would I take Pereira, West Brom? Yeah, if the price was right. He's done well this season. Sol, Tony or Armstrong from the Championship, definitely. I think they're definitely players we should be looking at. Young, hungry, I know Tony's probably more like 25, isn't he? But young, hungry players who are trying to break through to the top level. We've seen recently that they're the kind of players that are doing real damage in the Premier League. They really are. They're having, that Eze from Crystal Palace is, because he's been allowed to play all season, is really turning into a good player. And that's all it is sometimes. Sometimes it's just letting someone play, letting someone, have a full season, and getting through the difficult part of adjusting to the league. I think that's where look at Ben Godfrey. Ben Godfrey's the perfect example. When he first signed, people weren't sure about him. He wasn't completely settled into the team and was in and out in different positions. But now he's playing centre back every week, and I think that's his position to stay. And I think he'll be our number one centre back next week. Nobody mention any other team struggling, by the way, because you know what happens. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourselves. Don't do it to yourselves. Just focus on one game and one game only, and that is our game. Not interested in anything else at the moment. But no, got to be 3 points tonight, though, hasn't it? It's got to be 3 points. If that Everton team can't break down a Sheffield United team, we keep clean sheets all the time. What's my preferred horse in Red Dead? I don't really have a preferred horse. Just the one I've got. Therefore, and I like the one I'm attached to. If you ever fall down a mountain, make sure you stop the game straight away before your horse dies, and then kill the game, and then you'll just go back to where you were, where your save point was with your horse. That's the science, anyway. No, oh God, there's nothing worse than losing your horse in Red Dead, is there? There's absolutely nothing worse. Jesus. Nothing worse. Because I'm doing this, I'm not aware if there's anything's being said about Josh King. So I don't know if anything's being said, but we'll see. If there's anything being said, just let me know in the comments. I've never played Skyrim. Don't even know what it does. I've no idea. I'm playing Thingy at the moment, Days Gone, and it's actually really good. Right, actually really enjoying it. Dark Arts 1878, love it, love it. This is the kind of content you get on Patreon every single day, where we just chat about footy and Red Dead. And GTA, well, GTA, yeah, I have, yeah, but that was, GTA's like, I don't really play games online anymore, so you can't really play, you know, I've played it and finished it. But Red Dead, Days Gone is great though, honestly, it's great. At first I was like, this isn't The Last of Us, but once you get past that, you're like, yeah, it's sound. No, don't go near crocodile infested anywhere with your horse. I've basically been playing Days Gone all day though. Why is our home record so bad? That's from Jake. Because we are a defensive side whose the manager realised that our team is better when it defends. And I don't know what, but we can't defend at home. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one, isn't it? If the manager said anything about Josh King, by the way, just let me know, or any of the journalists, because I'm not seeing anything at the moment. So, oh, well done, Last of the Corinthians. Don't forget, if you want to play Toffee Picks, please do. It helps us out. Honestly, it's our game, and it helps us out. It really does. On the channel, it really does. So if you could play it, honestly, it doesn't really matter. You just play it, and it's almost like the lottery, basically. Because you don't know how many corners we're going to have. You don't know how many saves the keeper's going to make. So just have a go. ToffeePicks.com. 5 people won £100 last week on it. 5 people. Best Avengers film is either Thor Ragnarok or The Winter Soldier, which is just, I love The Winter Soldier. I love the character, The Winter Soldier. He's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing character. Would I sell Richarlison? No. Based on his performances, no. No, I wouldn't. I don't know, because I don't think you get much for him. I think he's had a dreadful season, but I think fans, he loves fans, and I think I just don't know, I've seen it before though, I've seen this before with players, they just never get into the season. It's weird. We're on BT Sport, by the way, in the UK, if anyone's wondering what channel we're on BT Sport. I'll listen. 2-0 tonight would be lovely. Oscar would be lovely. That would do me, a 2-0 win. One in both halves. One early in the first half, one early in the second half. That would do me. I haven't played random uploads. I haven't played the Avengers on it. Who's that? Yeah, that Richarlison has had a poor season, but he's still one of our best players. I mean, that tells you everything you need to know, really, isn't it? And I do find when people say, drop him and stuff. Okay, apparently King was injured in training, according to Ben. Fair enough. Yeah, apparently he was injured in training, according to Carlo Ancelotti. It's interesting that Carlo doesn't take risks, does he, on players at all? He just doesn't take risks. It's like, if you've got a small injury, you're out, and that's it. That's the end of it. It wouldn't just be really nice to just turn up today and put a performance in, do you know what I mean? Just put a performance in that, we score a couple of goals, 2-3-0, and we just move on to the next one on Wednesday. Do you know what I mean? No arsing about. No. Do you know what I mean? No heart in your mouth situation. Should Everton come out and just do it? What's my favourite horror? Don't really like horror films because I don't. I liked the likes of Scream and things like that back in the day. Depends what kind of horror it is. If it's like psychological horror, like Silence of the Lambs, don't mind that. Best holiday I've ever been on, probably when I got married and we went to Florida for 2 weeks, and there was like 22 of us went to Florida, and it was we had 2 villas, and it was just amazing, Going to Florida with all your mates for 2 weeks was just absolutely amazing, and then getting married there was amazing. Going to all the theme parks and everything with all your mates and getting married, and unbelievable, honestly. No, something like Hellraiser I'd never watch. I don't like horror films. I'm not into them at all. Not into them at all. Why do the media dislike Everton? Because we don't give them any stories to write about. That's why. There's also this thing from the 60s that Harry Catterick was didn't like the press, thought that the press were like bad and were just like going to go away, but Bill Shankly embraced them at Liverpool and used them, and they reckon that's where it all started with the press. So I mean, who knows? Apparently Liverpool's game is over, which is interesting. There you go. Liverpool on 61 points. That's set up a hell of a finish, isn't it, for the Premier League? Liverpool can still get 67 points. Chelsea can get 70 points. Leicester can get... I mean, if Leicester and Chelsea win their games and draw with each other, then Chelsea would get 68 and Leicester would get 70. So, have I ever rocked a moustache? No, I've never rocked a moustache. Just a full beard. Just a full beard. Liverpool have won. Oh, well, there you go. Liverpool have won. That's not a surprise, is it? Well, then it's still on, isn't it? It's still on. Liverpool will get Champions League now. Yeah, Liverpool get Champions League now. Last minute, Alisson. Unbelievable. That's incredible. Alisson, that's amazing. If Alisson scored, then fair play. I can't hold that against. If a goalie comes up and scores the winning goal in the 20th minute, like they've done, then fair play. You can't have a go at that, can you? I mean, you can, because let's be honest, apparently West Brom should have had a goal. But I expect the Liverpool to win today anyway. And to be fair, it doesn't really have anything to do with us, does it? It doesn't have anything to do with us. At the end of the day, we've got to win our game and worry about Tottenham and West Ham on Wednesday. I think we play West Ham first. We play first, and then West Ham play at 8:15. I think they play West Brom. So interesting. It's going to be an interesting thing. Liverpool now, it's in their hands, isn't it? In their hands for Champions League now. They should get it now after winning that game, because they can get. Well, Chelsea and Leicester play each other, don't they? So, but fair play. Goalie scoring is just mad, isn't it? What do you make of the Conference League? Listen, it's been brought in to obviously give other teams a chance who wouldn't normally have the chance to win, and that might benefit us, mightn't it? That might, like, I honestly don't know how anyone could be, how anyone could criticise playing in a tournament when we don't get into Europe. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't quite understand how anyone could say, "Oh, I don't want to play in that. That's beneath us." Well, how's it beneath us when we don't even qualify for the Europa League? How is it beneath us? That's, you know what I mean? That's mad to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, Liverpool there just won 90th minute or 95th minute, right? Scoring a goal, keeper scored a goal. That's what it takes. That's what it takes. That's what you've got to do. You've got to throw everything at it, haven't you? And that's the difference, I think, that has always been in between the clubs in the last 10 years, whether they've had better teams or not. Liverpool at times haven't had better teams than Everton, but they always find a way, and that's Everton's big problem. And I can't sit here and go, oh, the conference, I don't want to play in it, it's beneath us. How would it be beneath us? We don't qualify. We've qualified something like 2 times for Europe in the last 10 years. So how would a third-tier UEFA tournament be beneath us? I don't get that rationale. Okay, we might have to play in some weird places. But listen, loads of people saying there, jammy knobheads and all this. Listen, they find a way all the time. That's the difference between them and us. They find a way. That's just the difference. We don't. We never find a way. We bottle it. That is completely the difference. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference. Like, we've got a chance tonight to go on the same points as Spurs and West Ham against the worst team in the Premier League. And a lot of people, and we're all flapping it, aren't we? We are all flapping it because we all think it's going to be one of those Everton nights. And that's the difference. Why we should, but we're flapping it for a reason, because our own record's terrible, and so this team and our players have got to try and build, and it might need new players, but it's got to try and build some kind of mentality, and so the fans can get behind the mentality. At the end of the day, there, Liverpool haven't settled for a draw, have they? They've kept going and going and going because they believed and they knew they had to win that game. So, you know, Esteban, hello, my friend watching from Miami Beach. He said, cheers to Hammers being back. Nice to have you. That's the difference, though, isn't it? That's the difference. It doesn't matter what people can call them jammy or whatever. They find a way to win games of football. We don't, and that's what we've got to start getting. So it doesn't really matter. As I said, it doesn't really matter if they've won or not. It doesn't really matter if they get Champions League or not. It's got nothing to do with us. Tonight, it's all about us getting a win against Sheffield United. It's as simple as that. So we need to just go and get it. Tottenham and West Ham are sitting there. They're both on 60. They're both on 59 points. We can get to 59 points tonight and put them under some pressure. As simple as that. And then if we do, and we play Wolves before West Ham on Wednesday, then it's our chance then to put the pressure on somebody else. If we can beat Wolves after beating Sheffield United, then West Ham will be 3 points behind us, playing West Brom. You know, Big Sam going up against one of his former teams. And it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. That's what we should be looking at. But that's what Everton have got to start doing. I said yesterday about Leicester winning the cup. It's like they're unburdened by history. They go and play every game to win, because it's, whereas we have this thing of like 26 years and everything else like hanging over our heads for some reason, and it seems to follow us round. It seems to follow the players round. It seems to follow the club round, whoever's running the club, and it's weird because it shouldn't, because it's got nothing to do with anyone who's at the club, and yet it does. It's like we try and play with the big boys when we shouldn't be. We should be using the Leicester model to try and do what they've done, not try and go out and try and get all the best players, because we won't get the best players, and all we'll do is we'll go out looking for the best players. They won't ever sign for us, and we'll end up with poor players, cast-offs of other clubs. So, anyway. But anyway, Liverpool will get Champions League now. Let's be honest. They've put it back in their hands, which till that last minute it wasn't in their hands. So there you go. A goalkeeper scoring. They'll never shut up about it. That's the only thing. Stephen says, I want to see us on the front foot from the start. None of this slow passing round the back. Absolutely. Sustainable shooters. I believe Spurs are going to mess this up. So hope Everton can get Europe if so. You've got to put pressure on them, haven't you? You've got to put pressure on them. You've got to be in that position. They've got better goal differences, and Spurs is essentially like an extra point, isn't it? We're not going to catch their goal difference, so it's like an extra point. But they play Leicester last game of the season, and Leicester will know they've got to win that game because they play Chelsea Tuesday, I think. So neither of them can get. They both can't get 6 points. If Liverpool gets 6 points, one of them will be dropping out of the Champions League places. So Leicester will play Tottenham last game of the season at home in front of Leicester crowd, buoyed by winning the FA Cup. So all we can hope is that Leicester beat them and they drop points against Villa. So that's one. And then you've got West Ham. Okay, West Ham have got the easier games. I think they've got West Brom, and I think they've got Southampton at home. Last game now. But obviously where the goal difference is slightly closer. It's not much better. I think it's 6 plus 6. But if who knows if we could win 2 games and get a point at Man City? I don't know. Let's just hope it goes to the last day and let's just see what happens. But the only way it's going to go to the last day is if we win 2 games. It's as simple as that. There you go. Kieran says, want to see Richarlison hitting for some form tonight. Can't rely on Dom all the games. No, need them to link up as well. Need them to link up better. Be a bit more of a partnership. James, whether Liverpool had won, Liverpool had drawn, Leicester would still have to win their last game of the season, wouldn't they? They're going to have to. All 3 teams at this point can still get the Champions League, and even on the last day of the season, they'd still be able to get the Champions League. So Leicester versus Tottenham is going to be a huge game now. Leicester know they're going to have to win it to get, whatever happens. They know they're going to have to win that game if they want Champions League football. So that's going to help us. As I said, I think West Ham play Southampton, so but Southampton have been in decent form, playing a bit more freedom. West Ham have looked under pressure the last few games, haven't they? They've bottled it last night against Brighton. So all we can do is do our part. There is no watch along tonight, but make sure you go and do your Toffee Picks for me. Make sure you go and do your Toffee Picks. Everton is the longest ever horror film. We'll see if it's a horror film tonight. We'll see. Clyde says, talking of recruitment for next season, Everton need to take a leaf out of Leicester's recruitment book. They are brilliant. They are, because they have no issue with selling players, getting a brilliant price and then reinvesting the money. And yet when we did that, with Lukaku and John Stones and Ross Barkley, we reinvested it very, very poorly. Very, very poorly. We basically brought in stopgaps, old stopgaps. With Ashley Williams, Wayne Rooney, Tosin came. I know he wasn't the replacement for Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley wasn't ever really replaced. But we bought older players. Walcott. We never brought in people to replace them who were gonna be worth money one day. Leicester have done it brilliantly. A centre back for 80 million and a left back for 50 million. You can get good left backs and good centre backs. And obviously when they sold Kante as well, they brought in Didi, and I think not too long after. So they've done it brilliantly, Leicester. And that's the model a club like Everton should be following, because, as I said before, we can't compete with the likes of the teams who are in the Champions League, because we're not in the Champions League. And look where it's got Leicester. What's this? Our game's not on Sky, it's on BT. So Douglas says, we tried by getting Walsh from Leicester. Yeah, but Walsh wasn't a director of football. He was a scout, wasn't he? So from that point of view, yes, we did try and do it, but we didn't do it well enough. We went after the wrong types of players. And the ones that may have been good players, we didn't let them settle into the team, because again, it's you need to have that. You need to have that bedrock that you can build the team on. So, and we never had it. So, but as much as it pains me, Leicester are doing brilliantly. I mean, a Premier League and a winning the FA Cup within 5 years is brilliant. And I seen something the other day saying that they've won all the domestic trophies since Everton last won the FA Cup, and that just shows you. Ben Grounds on Twitter says it has taken until game 30 weeks for Carlo Ancelotti selected the first choice starting 11. I don't know if it is Everton's first choice starting 11, but definitely the midfield. Definitely the midfield of those three. Yeah, BT, the game's on, by the way. Don't forget that game's on BT in the UK. It's not on Sky, so you might actually get some build-up, which is good. Sintley Skill says maybe we should have gotten Giroud. Maybe, but Giroud wouldn't come. He wouldn't come. But then again, that's still not the right way of doing things, is it? The right way of doing things is bringing in young players for good scouting from abroad. And when we have brought good players in, we've not let them get into the team and bed into the team because we've had older players blocking their paths, likes of Vlasic. So, and you never know whether they would have succeeded because they didn't really have time to get their foot in the door. St. Maxim is only 24. Why not go for him? I think the problem is, see, this is the other problem though. Once they get into the Premier League, you just start looking. You're looking for a ridiculous number. Why weren't Everton looking at St. Maxim when he was in France? You know, that's the question you've got to ask. Why weren't we looking at these players before they got into the Premier League? Because once they get into the Premier League, then financially, they're gonna be on ridiculous wages. They're going to be on to sign. They're going to be on. Newcastle would want a massive fee for them. You've got to get these players before. The question is, why weren't Everton looking at St. Maxim? That's the question you've got to ask yourself. You know, some of these players who are looking at this, players who are going to Leicester who look like they're going to Leicester this summer from France, from Lille. Why aren't we looking at those players? Why aren't we ahead of those clubs? Why are we so behind in looking at these types of players? That we start looking at them once they get into the Premier League. You should be getting them before they get to the Premier League. You've got to take a chance on these young players. You've got to be able to suss out what their abilities are. That's what Leicester have been brilliant at. Looking at those young players and saying, they're good enough or will be good enough. We've gone after people who are already established in the Premier League, who failed in the Premier League, like a Wobie. You know, that's not the kind of player for me we should be going for. Like, and a few people saying there he was boss at Nice. Yeah, so why didn't we see that he was good there and go after him? You know, there's players, you know, Lille about to win the league in France, beating PSG. So why weren't we looking at some of their players? You know, Max Aarons would be a perfect example. I don't know whether, you know, what's going on with him at the moment, but again, that's like Ben Godfrey, but he's already played in the Premier League. But now's the time to get him. You can't wait. Would I have kept Luckman? No, I wouldn't have kept Luckman because I think I don't think it was about him getting. I just don't think his attitude was right. David Sullivan says we need to stop signing players who are either past their best or have not succeeded at clubs that are more successful than us. No one else in the Premier League does that. Well, others do, but I'm not. You know, we shouldn't be. We should definitely not be signing them. Michael, any idea whether the Diaby rumours are correct, or do you think we were there looking at Bailey, or both? I don't know. I think we were looking, but I don't know. Not 100% sure. But Again, he's the kind of player we should be. Bailey's the kind of player we should be looking at. Again, go and get both of them. Just go and get both of them if that's what you want to do. Don't sit on your hands and wait, because someone else will go and get them. There's a lot of clubs in the market for these good players. Glenn says St. Maxim reminds him of when Sadio Mane was at Southampton. I think Sadio Mane scored more goals, but he's full of tricks, yeah. He just needs a little bit more consistency, I think. Stuart says we need to stop looking in rock pools and signing crabs. That's very true. That's a good analogy. Make sure you've done your Toffee Picks if you haven't already. Go and do that. Big chance to win £250. Prize pot of £500 tonight. Make sure you go and do that. Why wouldn't you? It took me about 12 seconds before. Do you think Carlo will go for someone more experienced? But why would you go for someone more experienced? This is the whole point. Why would you go for someone more experienced? Go for someone 22, 23 that you can build. Ben Godfrey, 20-year-old. Why go for someone with more experience? All you're paying for then is to buy older players. Michael Woods, think I had the same Toffee Picks as you, Ped. What are we sharing the money on? If you win, do what you want. No, I just think for us, it's about going out. You can see, the thing about it is, right? You can find, if the scouts are good and they know what they're looking for, then there's no reason why you can't watch you get a player a dozen times and judge whether he's going to be a good player at your club. Surely if they've got the attributes, those attributes will stand out. Surely, look, Ben Godfrey is the biggest example. Everton have seen him and looked at him and gone, he's got everything we need. 20 million quid, bring him to the club. And it's worked. It's worked because we've played him. And he's played in different positions. And he's hungry. And he's got pace. And he's physically, a physical presence on the pitch. That's what you got to be looking for. So let's hope we do anyway. Let's hope we do. Anyway, I am going to wrap it up there so I can go and get comfy for the match. I am not doing a watch along for this game because I don't have I haven't got a telly in here. So I couldn't even do a watch along if I wanted to. I haven't got a telly in this room, in my home studio. So I'll be back after the game reacting to whatever madness has gone on. Hopefully a win for Everton. And we'll see. I'll catch you all after the game. You've got 15 minutes to do your Toffee Picks. Go and check that out. ToffeePicks.com. Must be 18. T's and C's applies. Play responsibly. It is free. I'll see you all after the game. See you later.